Hi everyone. This has been my first live in a while. I realized that I'm doing this live because I just spoke to my dad and his reaction to everything that I've been going through since I've been here in this emergency accommodation has made me realize I shouldn't hold any of this in. So I moved into this place, into this emergency accommodation, like on the 24th of July. So that's almost like 2 weeks. I think that's 2 weeks ago. Yeah, so I moved in here 24th of July. That's like a good 2 weeks ago that I've been moving in here. So 24th, sorry. Yeah, 24th, yeah. 2 weeks. So I've been here for 2 weeks so far. And what I know is going on, what I know to be going on is that there is this attempt to anger me so that I can be moved out of this place as well. So they want to get me to the level that they got me to in Woodingdean so that I can basically like get kicked out of here and be homeless for real, for real. Now, I won't lie. The prospect of that doesn't frighten me too much. There are plenty of people out on the street. There are plenty of things that I can learn from people on the outside. There are things that I can learn about uh, what I see around me. Being homelessness is not a holiday camp, obviously. But my thing is this, is that when I'm hit with limitations, I find the opportunities within those limitations. So me being homeless doesn't frighten me. Um, it doesn't frighten me, doesn't intimidate me. I've been through a lot worse than that, so it doesn't. Well, I'm not saying homelessness is good, but I'm just saying I've been through a lot already. So it's not something that frightens me. Um, and truth be told, the tactics that have been used to try to drive me out of here, kind of pathetic, I'm not going to lie. Because first of all, I have to talk about the DEW torture. The DEW torture has not been as severe here as it has been in Woodingdean, right? In Woodingdean, it was really, really bad. But here, the most that I'm getting is that directed energy weapons are kind of like nicking my bladder so that it can weaken my bladder so that I end up being. So, what's being done to me through directed energy weaponry is that there's kind of a nick in my bladder. Like DW weapons have been used to kind of trigger, like nick my bladder in a way. Not nick it as in permanently scar it, but like trigger it enough to where I need to, but nick it to the point where um I uncontrollably need the toilet. So DW weapons have so far been used to cause pain on the right side of my chest. So, um, DW weapons have been used to cause pain to the right side of my chest, but street theaters that I don't really want to talk about because of how pathetic they are. But like, the gang stalkers have also tried to make me feel self-conscious about my body. And the weird thing is that since I've moved out, I feel reception. Sorry, this reception is really bad. So the gang stalkers, sorry. So the gang stalkers have tried to make me feel self-conscious about my body. And honestly, I realize now that, I've always known that my body was never the problem. First of all, this body fights against trafficking. This body fights against injustice. This body fights against attempted murder and child abuse. So this body, not a problem. No, not a fucking problem. What I do realize though is that what really ground my gears is when I'd be attacked and in a way to try to impress other people when I haven't done anything wrong. What really I find that I've been a. So yeah, the gang stalkers have tried to make me feel self-conscious about what I look like, but the truth of the matter is that this body, this face, this hair, all of that is associated. Every time I look in a mirror, I will always associate that body with fighting against trafficking, fighting against child abuse, fighting against murder, fighting against genocide, fighting against like mass mass population control. So I will always see this body and see a body that's fighting against injustice, regardless of what it looks like. I will always look in the mirror, and that's the person that I'm always going to see when I'm looking back at it. And that's the body. I know that the reason why the gang stalkers are attacking my sense of justice is so that I can get to a place where I got to with Woodingdean. You all know the place where I went to. That wasn't really me anyway. That was Ultra Beam technology and crowd control technology. Engineering is set up to cover up for child trafficking. So essentially, I'm being provoked, or there's the hope that I will exhibit the same behaviors here that were in Woodingdean, essentially trying to get me violent, to set me up, to cover up for the fact that the police have not only been engaging in gang stalking against me and against other people around the country, but they've also done it to cover up for child trafficking. It's all coming out. It's not just me. It's that, like, there are several other people that the police force and civil services, like certain individuals within civil services, it's no secret that these people have been engaging in gang stalking and using gang stalking to cover up for major crimes. Okay, so basically, everything that is being done is being used to cover up trafficking. I have to repeat myself because the reception keeps cutting out. So, on top of like people doing things like not flushing the toilet, like being deliberately loud in conversation when I'm trying to sleep, trying to scare me by swearing at the top of their lungs as if I haven't challenged for. Yeah, so basically there's the attempt to scare me, people leaving the toilets unflushed deliberately, people talking loudly outside my door deliberately. So a lot of things are being done deliberately to try to get a violent reaction out of me. And there's also the attempt to intimidate me, try to infiltrate me. They're trying to infiltrate me because they realize that giving me a bad reputation via just talking shit is just not going to work, because they know that I don't care and I will not try to integrate myself with people who are going to spread rumors about me and talk nonsense about me. The gang stalkers know what they are electing to do instead is to bring people in, or to use people that I have befriended to try to get me to be vulnerable enough to reveal my real selves to them. All the while infiltrating me, befriending me, all the while using my social media as a smoking gun to turn around. There were literally 2 attempts on my life for speaking my theory on how the 3 black women from London ended up drowning in the Brighton Sea. There was an attempt on my life twice on the day of their vigil with directed energy weapons. That's the first thing. Second thing is that there was an engineered setup back in December. It comes back to that because everybody's trying to use that as a smoking gun against me now. There was an incident in December that involved Ultra Beam technology being used on me to try to set me up to stop me speaking up on behalf of another TI who had been abused, trafficked, and violated, and had their children abused, trafficked, and violated. So if people really want to know what's behind my bad reputation, everybody knows that all they'd have to do is ask me. There is a reason why there are all smiles, all politeness, and nobody is asking me anything. There is a reason for that. There's also a reason why there's an attempt to paint me as a violent bastard. And honestly, I don't mind being painted as that. I'd rather be painted as a violent idiot than be painted as a gang stalker or a nonce protector. I'm sorry. That does not bother me at all, okay? The irony is that the one thing that that the gang stalkers are trying to engineer homelessness, sectioning. I'm not scared of that shit. Why? Because I know what side I'm on. I know what side I'm on. I've had 2 attempts on my life over a theory that's supposed to be just a conspiracy theory. If it's just a conspiracy theory, why the fuck would you try to kill me twice? Why the fuck is there an attempt to kill me twice? Why the fuck are you trying to engineer a setup to defame me and destroy my reputation? What reputation, by the way? Everybody thinks I'm a nutcase. What reputation? So everybody thinks I'm a nutcase. What reputation? Trying to damage my reputation to cover up for the fact that trafficking has been going on. Trying to kill me twice to cover up for a theory that's just supposed to be trying to make me engage in violent behavior to fucking engineer a setup to cover up what you've been doing. Also trying to kill me twice over something that's supposed to be. All of these people who are spreading rumors about me or who believe rumors about me, they want to know the truth. They can just ask. My apologies. There are already 2 major people in my community. 3 major people. So yeah, there are 3 people within my community who know full well what's going on, who know about the attempts on my life, who know about the ultra beam technology affecting my behavior and my neighbor's behavior. And the gang stalkers who have hired these people, some of these people, to try to get on my nerves, they know full well what's been happening. Recently, up until I was leaving, every time I was heard talking loudly, if it appeared that I was talking loudly to myself, the perps were told to ignore it. Why? Because I might be making a video, and in that video, I might be revealing information that puts all gang stalkers, on the back foot. So yeah. If again, all the gang stalkers we need to do, anybody connected to gang stalking, all they would need to do is ask. There's a reason why the perps are being told to ignore. If it sounds like I'm talking to myself at a high volume, it means I'm making a video. And in that video, I'm probably going to be revealing a lot of heavy shit that the perps were not prepared for. That is why any perps who hear me speaking aloud to myself and it sounds like I'm getting really loud, they're being told to either ignore me or simply report what they hear that isn't connected to gang stalking so the perps can use it. There's a reason why they're being told to do that. It's because of what I've been revealing. The cover up for child trafficking, the cover up for murder, and the cover up for widespread community stalking. That's why the perps are being told to ignore me. Every time I'm in my room talking loud, I'm probably going to be making a video and revealing a lot of devastating shit. Again, there are 3 people in my community who are well aware of what's been happening. Okay? And they haven't said shit. There's a reason why they haven't said anything. And there's a reason why they haven't said anything. And they've let other people talk about what a bad reputation I have. I'm not worried. What's worse, a violent fat person or whole communities of people in mutually assured destruction, dirtying up toilets, being racist, being fat phobic, being sexist, being queer phobic, engaging in a multitude of crimes to cover up for child trafficking and murder. Which is worse? Which of the 2 is worse? You could give me the worst reputation you could truthfully give me based on my own negative traits, and it will not touch the corruption and the staggering tonnage of filth that the perps are involved in and that the perps are a part of. Toilets notwithstanding. So when it comes to, the dirtying up of the toilets, or shouting at the top of one's lungs to try to scare me, or trying to engineer fights, or trying to engineer a way to get me to talk to these slobs, why am I not getting more upset? I had to question this to myself. Why am I not more upset at what's going on? Why is it that a person in Woodingdean trying to use a fat slur or whatever, what made me want to slit their throat, but yet I come here, more than one person does the same thing, and I just think they're pathetic? Why is that? Why is that? Why is it that what went on in Woodingdean carries way more weight than what's going on here? Why is that? Why is that? Why am I not as angry as I could be about people dirtying up the toilets or dirtying places up deliberately to piss me off? Why am I not angry about people having loud discussions outside when I'm trying to sleep? Why am I not angry about that? And then it hit me. I'm not angry about that because there have already been attempts on my life. I'm not angry about that because my foodstuffs were knowingly contaminated when I was living in a stable accommodation. I'm not angry about that because I've had belongings of mine put down the toilet to try to create health problems in me. I'm not angry about that because I've had to deal with hate crimes. And I met those hate crimes with boxing gloves against 4 people who still backed down because that's how fucking cowardly they are. They can call me a fat cunt from behind the door, but they don't want to put their fists up. The amount of shit that I had to deal with in the last 5 years, this shit right here, child's play. Child's play in comparison to my landlords who knowingly had me pay electricity bills for the same people that were gang stalking me. Knowingly did that. Who knowingly tried to have me pay the same water bill for 2 properties rather than 1. Knowingly did that. Everything going on here is nothing. Nothing. And again, whenever I see a dirtied up toilet or somebody's trying to piss me off, trying to get me to talk to them, trying to weaponize my temper, they're doing it on behalf of nonces and murderers. Let them fucking do it. Let them fucking do it. You're making comments on my appearances, you're doing it for nonces and murderers. You're doing it for people who are rolling human rights back. Because that's another thing that gang stalking has led to. The rolling back of human rights. The militarization of men and white men in particular. Gang stalking has facilitated all of that. The military hire crisis actors for particular world events. Did you know that they hire crisis actors? I'd be willing to bet that some of those crisis actors reached me and my gang stalking case. You know how I know that? Because a good chunk of the people that I went to school with, they're actors now or entertainers. And I'm not just talking about theatre school either. So yeah, you can paint me as a violent, moronic loser. Fine. I'd rather be that than be part of a mutually assured destruction among a group of psychopaths. I'm sorry. Use my social media. It's cool. And if you ever want to know what's going on, you can ask me. There have already been murders and trafficking off the back of everything that I'm talking about. It's not just me. There are people that I once knew that are now dead due to gang stalking. One of my own relatives, at least one of my own relatives were murdered. I'd be willing to bet, once again, 3. 3 seems to be the magic number here. There are 3 of my relatives who were killed. Murdered. By gang stalking. Fucking murdered. So everybody trying to infiltrate me, trying to honey trap shit now because they know ostracization ain't gonna work. People trying that now. If there's anything they want to know about my social media, they can fucking ask me. Don't try to ask me bullshit questions about my personal life. Unless you're gonna ask about my social media, fucking ask me. Ask me about Woodingdean. Ask me about the attempts on my life. Ask me about all the accusations I've made on my social media. We can have a conversation about that. Don't fucking come to me and try to infiltrate my vulnerability and infiltrate my life because you think you're smarter than you are. Ask me the right questions. Because if you really want to go band for band here, baby, we can go band for band. We can go back and forth. You want to spread rumors about me? You want to infiltrate my life to try to start argument? Ask me the right questions. Don't waste my fucking time trying to get me to yell at the top of my lungs for nothing. You want me to yell at the top of my lungs? I will yell at the top of my lungs for the child trafficking and murder that my gang stalkers are covering up. I will yell at the top of my lungs about that. Ask me the right questions. So yeah, if these people want to be slobs to get a rise out of me and they want to like be loud and obnoxious to get a rise out of me, they can. I can't stop them from doing it. They're fucking grown. But they're doing it on behalf of nonsense and murderers. That's who they're doing it for. Something's a mess. Either I won't go in there or I'll just clean it. If it's not that bad, I'll just clean. It's not an issue. If it's not that bad, if it's, little bit of pee in there, I'll just flush. Or if it's really bad, I just won't go in, I just won't engage. But if you really want me to yell my head off, ask me the right fucking questions. I will yell as loud as you want. I'll yell as loud as you want. It's not a problem. Know what I mean? But yes, the last 2 weeks, I have to admit, that aside, everything that I've talked about aside, the last 2 weeks, my health has drastically improved. Like, I'll give you an example. My health has really improved a lot. And I'll tell you this, right? On Tuesday, this week Tuesday, I had no money. And I didn't have anything to eat apart from like some pineapples in a box. That was it. That was me for the whole day. I didn't eat anything for the whole day. If I was back in Woodingdean, my blood sugar would literally be in the floor. It would literally be in the floor. I'd be shivering, I'd be shaking, I'd be in a really, really bad way. My blood sugar would have been fucked if I was in Woodingdean. But because I'm here, and because I've spent the last couple of weeks going out to museums and galleries, going out to parks, going out to the beach, like because I've been going out almost every day since I've been here, when my blood sugar was low on Tuesday, there were no problems. There were absolutely zero problems. And on top of that, I'm on my period. Usually me on my period and not eating, curtains, disaster. Not this time. Not this time. I was on my period, hadn't eaten. My body was fine. My body was fine. My body hasn't been fine like that, I think, in almost a decade. You're talking about like 7 to 8 years. It's been 7 to 8 years since my blood sugar has been so fucking normal that I can go for a day without eating on my period. A day without eating very much. I still ate, but go for a full day without eating and my body didn't completely shut down. That's how much better my health has gotten since being here. And I'm living with a bunch of slobs who don't flush. and who are fucking loud and shit. Like, that's how much better my fucking health has gotten since I've been here. It's been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks. So you can imagine the stress that I was put under being in that house. And now I found out I've been paying electricity for the same people who have been murdering me. Baby. Oh. Like, all the electricity bill under one address. And it's been me paying for the whole thing. They've had people from downstairs, the downstairs flat, paying for the upstairs flat's electricity. So I had to deal with that, on top of the racial harassment, on top of the harassment, on top of people breaking into my home and contaminating my things, on top of, like, the shit that I had to deal with when I was back at that flat makes this look like child's play. On top of that, the attempts on my life, not only in Woodingdean, but in Willesden Green, in Harlesden. Or the attempts on my life in Kenton. Multiple attempts on my life over the years. Ultra beam technology used on me to facilitate suicidal ideation. This is nothing. Nothing. So yeah, my health is improved. I've been going out more. I've been, like, yeah, just experiencing life in a way that just I haven't been experiencing it in years, and it's been crazy in a positive way, in the most positive way possible. It's been absolutely crazy. I've been going to Pride. Like, there's so many things that I've been doing. Like, I can't even post everything to you because I've just been doing so much. And, you know, also it made me recognize how important accessibility is when you are, you know, when you're on benefits and you're disabled. Like, accessibility to, you know, to culture, to, you know, to wildlife, in terms of the beach, to social events, like the close proximity, so that you don't have to constantly organize your life around going to one place. That's also like a huge factor in your health as well. Like, it can be a huge factor in your health. So yeah, I've been doing very, very well. I've been doing very well, I can't lie. And again, these people have been, you know, I'm not talking about these people that live here. I'm talking about the gang stalkers. The gang stalkers have really been trying pathetically to wrest power back for themselves over some spilt milk that they left on the floor. Milk's already been spilt, mate. You can't take that shit back. And I've already told the council about the Ultra Beam technology setup. Sure, the way that I framed it, it made me look wholly responsible. I don't mind that. But the council know about the Ultra Beam technology setup. And that's going to limit my ability to move into new properties. You know what that means? It means it's going to limit your ability to harm other people through me. It's going to limit your ability to do that. I'm very proud of myself. And just to let you guys know, there are no children here. That changes things. You don't get to use children as shields anymore. That's another advantage under my belt. You don't get to use kids. You don't get to throw children who don't know any better in the fucking firing line anymore. You don't get to do that. You don't get to traffic children in my name, in my case. You don't get to fucking do that. You don't get to have families living next to me. You don't get to traffic children to turn them into criminals and degenerates. You don't get to do that with me. Not here. Maybe you can do it outside with your street theater bullshit, but you can't do that here. And by the way, with the perps, you're trafficking them too. Just because they're too stupid to understand that doesn't mean I'm not. I'm not stupid enough not to understand that the perps are also being trafficked. Just because they're stupid enough to work for you and let their fear dictate what they do, it doesn't make me the same way. So because of what I've done, because of what I told the council, you can't use children as part of your bullshit. You can't use vulnerable young people as a part of your bullshit anymore. You've been cut off. And with regards to you trying to honey trap me so that you can infiltrate my reputation that way, go ahead. Try to gongo me. I fucking dare you. Try to gongo me. Try to use the good parts of my character to augment and further enrich the bad stuff that you're going to tell people. Go ahead and fucking do it. And I know you will, because you can't help yourselves. And I can tell them not only how you murdered members of my family, but how you tried to kill me twice. And how you tried to use me to cover up for child trafficking. I will tell all that shit. You want me to yell? I'll fucking yell, mate. That's the kind of yelling I'm going to be doing. You will have people talk all kinds of shit about me except the right shit. You will tell people, oh, all I know is it's bad. You'll tell people that, but you won't tell people what the bad things are, will you? Because you know that's going to come back round to you. So yeah, this, nothing. I can handle that. Just walk away, or like, if there's something in the toilet that's not solid, just fucking flush it. It's not that big a deal. And if it is solid, I don't touch it. I don't flush it. I don't touch it. I just leave it alone. Let the other person deal with it.